You gave everything. You asked for nothing. And somehow, you are the one who ended up empty. By the end of this story, you will understand why your kindness has been costing you, and you will know the one quiet shift that changes everything. His name was Adam. He was 34 years old. He lived in a small apartment at the edge of a quiet town. He was the kind of person who noticed when others struggled before they even said a word. That was his greatest strength. But he had never once learned to notice when he himself was close to breaking. Every morning, Adam woke up before sunrise, not for himself, for others. He fixed a neighbor's gate before work without being asked. He left a meal at a colleague's door when she seemed tired. He answered messages before he had eaten breakfast. His hands were always busy with someone else's life. His own life sat waiting, quietly, patiently, like a letter he never opened. One Friday afternoon, his colleague Marcus stopped at Adam's desk. "Adam, I need you to cover my shift this weekend." Adam looked up. "This weekend?" "Yes, my cousin is visiting, you understand?" Adam's chest tightened. He had planned to rest, truly rest, for the first time in 2 years. "I had plans," Adam said quietly. Marcus tilted his head. "Plans? You never go anywhere, Adam." "I was going to stay home, rest." Marcus laughed softly. "Come on, you're always available." "That's what makes you reliable." Adam looked down at his desk. The word reliable sat in his stomach like a stone. "Fine," he said. "I'll cover it." Marcus smiled and walked away. Adam sat still. He had said yes again. He always said yes. That Saturday night, Adam came home after 12 hours of work. He stepped inside his apartment and closed the door. He did not turn on the light. He sat down on the floor with his back against the bed. His shoes were still on. He was too tired to take them off. He sat in the dark, and he did not move. One thought moved through him, slow and heavy. "I have given everything I have, and I still feel like I am not enough." He did not cry. He did not speak. He just sat there, a man who had poured himself out for others until the cup was completely empty. The next morning, Adam walked outside. He needed air. He needed to feel something other than that heaviness. At the end of his street, an older woman sat on a low step outside her door. Her name was Nora. She had lived on that street for 30 years. Adam had passed her hundreds of times. She had never once asked him for anything. He had always found that strange. She looked up as he approached. "You look tired," she said simply. "I am," Adam said. She was quiet for a moment. Then she asked, gently, without pressure, "When was the last time you did something only for yourself and felt no guilt about it?" Adam opened his mouth to answer. No words came. He stood there. The question did not need an answer. It already was the answer. Nora looked at him calmly. "A river that never stops flowing," she said softly, "eventually runs dry. It does not run dry because it is weak. It runs dry because no one protected its source." She looked back at her door. The conversation was over. Adam stood on the pavement alone. But something inside him had shifted, quietly, permanently. That evening, Marcus sent a message. "Hey, can you cover Tuesday as well?" Just a few hours. Adam picked up his phone. He read the message once. He put the phone face down on the table. He did not reply. Not from anger. Not from fear. He simply, for the first time, chose himself first. He made a simple meal. He sat by his window. He watched the light change outside without doing anything for anyone. It was the smallest act of his life. And it was the most important one. 2 weeks passed. Adam began to say no. Not loudly, not with explanation, just clearly and calmly. And his world did not end. Some people pulled away. A few were briefly cold. But one afternoon, a newer colleague named Ria stopped beside his desk. "Adam," she said, "I noticed you have been different lately. You seem, I don't know, more present." Adam looked up. "What do you mean?" "Before, you always looked like you were carrying something heavy. Now, you just look here." Adam smiled. A small smile. A real one. For the first time in years, he felt that his presence meant something. Not because of what he gave, but because of who he was. Pause here for a moment. Think about the last time someone truly saw you. Not what you did for them, not what you provided, but simply you. When was that? You cannot pour from an empty cup. Protect the source. Saying no to others is sometimes saying yes to yourself. Real kindness begins with the person looking back at you. If this story reached something inside you today, something you have been carrying quietly for a long time, you're not alone in that feeling. Subscribe to Life Goals Tales. Every story here is built for the person who gives deeply and deserves to receive deeply too. You are not less kind because you protect yourself. You're finally wise enough to make your kindness last.